Hi guys, hope you're going well today. Thanks for your interest in our new ebook on building business value through online and digital technology. I'm glad you're taking an interest, and today I want to talk to you about chapter 1 in the ebook, which is about using online and digital technology to engage customers and suppliers and build your business value as a result. Now, our business has learned a lot about this over the years, and I wanted to use yours truly, JPA Business, a business advisory and valuation firm, as a bit of a case study here to give you a feel for some of the issues. And it's really about thinking to yourself as a business owner, are you dynamically engaging with customers and suppliers using online technology? Importantly, are you actually measuring that engagement? Now, if you reel back 10 years ago, say, our business, pretty much 80% of our inquiries for our work were coming from personal referrals. And, you know, people ring up or meet you in the street and say, hey, I've spoken to X, I'll give you a call. You know, you did that job for me and I recommended your services, right? We still get those inquiries. It's a big part of our business. And it's important in terms of your network. But online and digital technologies allowed companies like ours, and it allowed companies like yours to develop a whole larger, more supercharged network. And let me tell you a little bit about what we've learned. Suddenly, we're getting 70% of our inquiries that eventually end up as work from the online world. And people are contacting us knowing a lot about our offering. Typically what happens, let's use an example of a business owner that runs a manufacturing firm in Western Sydney. He needs it valued because he's thinking of selling. He types into Google, business valuation for manufacturing firm. Fortunately, you know, we might come up in the top 5. And it might have been because we wrote an ebook on the subject, or we put out a blog recently on business valuation. He'll click on that, have a look, potentially download our ebook, read it in his own time, you know, thinking about decision support. Is this right for me? What are the factors I need to think about? He'll have a look at our website as a result. Potentially have a look at a number of competitor websites. Look at the socials, see what people are saying about the experience they had when we provided them a business valuation. Now that customer or potential customer is pretty wised up. People that are looking for services online, they do their homework. And eventually that percolates to a physical interaction, either a phone call, a video call, which is still virtual of course, but face to face, or a personal meeting. And so with the advancements in digital technology and online, there's a great symmetry now between the online world and the physical world. The physical interaction at the end of that sales process allows for showing extra empathy, personalisation, customising our approach to a client's particular problem, and showing some passion and emotion that you might not be otherwise able to represent in an online environment. But mark my words, we used to, I think, and it's a bit of a learning, we used to take inquiries that had come from the online world for granted. We wondered whether they were as strong as other physical referrals. Well, let me tell you, 50% of the inquiries we get from the online environment, we end up being engaged. And I have to say, it's a bit of a pat on the back because that's a really strong strike rate. And the reason is that the people looking for our services, they're wise up, they're smart, they know what they're looking for. And if they contact us, they're serious about doing business. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to get over the line, but you can see how a more dynamic approach to using that technology along with the traditional means and physical interactions of communication, is important in growing business value. Now, I spoke about measurement before. We've invested over the last 5 years in a new customer relationship management system, and it's technology that we have to track our customer and supplier interactions. And so we know what's happening with a potential lead, a client that's looking at our services from the moment they touch us in a virtual world through to the time they engage us, and then beyond that. And so if you want to grow business value, Chapter 1 is all about looking at how to do that dynamically and how to measure it. So guys, what are the take-homes from Chapter 1? Well, there's 3 key ones. Number 1, grow your network by using online and digital technologies effectively. Number 2, use those technologies dynamically to interact with customers to understand their purchasing process. And number 3, make sure you measure that interaction right through the process. I recommend the ebook. Have a ponder through Chapter 1. Enjoy, guys, and have a good day.